All right. You know what it is. I apologize for being a little late, getting technical difficulties in order, and I want to really apologize to Aisha Hall for being patient. You know what I mean? But we getting ready to rock out. Now, today is Prison Talk and Street Chronicles. I dropped the Street Chronicles earlier when I was on 152nd Street. That was a little flashback to take you back how we did things back in my days. You know what I mean? We ain't living the past. We just having fun with the past and informing the youth about the past because that's our history, whether we want to admit it or not. When I was a screw up, that's who I was, and that's what gave me my name. That's what gave me a life sentence, and that's what made me have to rehabilitate myself to come back home to be able to try and give you something. So we trying to give it to you now. So none of this is going to be to glorify prison life, street life, or any kind of negative life. This is just to explain to you and let you hear certain situations that go down on the inside and how it go down, so you know, don't get involved, don't break the law, and respect these people's law, man, because you're law-abiding citizens. So we having our little prison talk. I'm ready to bring my man Larry Moe in whenever he's starting to come back in. But until then, I'm just gonna rock out, or we going and bring Aisha in. You know what I mean? Now Larry don't went off, so we got Aisha. When Larry come in, let me know. He's not getting. How you doing, Aisha?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. You want to introduce yourself and let them know who you are? You know, Queen Gangstress.
Definitely not a gangstress, but um yes, my name is Aisha Hall. Thanks for having me on your show, by the way. I appreciate, you asking me to participate. So here I am, right, on talking about prison stories and prison talk. And a lot of people look at me and they say, "What you know about prison?" You know? But I went to prison. I was sentenced to 126 months, which is 10 and a half years. And I came home to the halfway house in 2017. So I've been out of the halfway house now for 2 years. And, I just been on my grind ever since. I did a lot of time. And not that time is not difficult for males and females, but 10 years for a woman is a little bit different, than for a man. It's
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate in our culture, our men, we're just used to them unfortunately getting bids, but you don't really hear about girls getting that kind of time, getting double digits. And being in the feds, I met a lot of boss boss chicks, you know what I
Tell them
mean?
again.
um and they move different than even the dudes. When girls go to certain levels, they so solid, you know what I'm saying? And I have a new respect for women. A lot of girls be like, "I don't mess with girls, I don't deal with girls." But when you get in that situation and you get around a certain type of female, oh yeah, you definitely want a chick like that in your life. So, anything you
Well,
want to know
excuse me.
about my experience,
What's
I'm
the chick
open
like
to it.
that? Explain
Just
to them who's the chick like that.
a chick like that's fearless, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna, not back down because there's risk involved, because those characteristics can be, transmuted to other things in life, making her a good mother, making her a good wife, making her just, a good business partner. She's just fearless, and she's not corny, she's not a gossiper, she about her business. And
Mm-hmm.
I have not really encountered girls like that in the street, but in prison, yo, they just a different breed. You tend to group up with girls who have similar time. So the short timers kind of stay together, and then the people with more time kind of stay together. So you start to find a lot of similarities. I don't know. There's so many different aspects. I don't know what part you want to get into first,
Now
but
you in the right aspect. I mean, you talk about the prison life and the sex. We all with that. You know what I mean? Now I'm
hmm
gonna tell you what I heard, and you let me know if this is what it is. You know what I mean?
okay.
Now they had a little little prison thing so that we could email the females on the other side. Da, 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 da. And you know me, I'm a straight direct old cocky kingpin, so I let them know straight up. I want a girl that got a girl. You know what I mean? I mean straight up. You know, if you ain't got a girl, then I definitely don't need you because you ain't got nothing to bring to my life that I already don't have on the outside.
Now hold up. You
All
have
right.
to clarify
Mhm.
what kind of girl that you want your girl to have. Because in prison, the femme thing, the femme on femme thing is not a big deal. It's not, that's not what's popping. What's popping is these girls are looking for men. Because a lot of the girls that come into prison, they never messed with a girl before. They've never been with a girl before. They so thirsty for a dude. So the first woman they see that has any type of male characteristics, they forget that it's a girl and they latch on to her like she's a dude. And you can see exactly how they ended up in prison, chasing behind a dude because they follow behind these chicks the same way. So I'm gonna give you a scenario, right? So where I was at in Alderson, it's like all of these. It's a big open dorm, and then we separate it into cubes. And if you have a wall cube, you have windows. So there's a window that's on the side of the yard. So we would hear from the laundry department because they have to prepare clothes like uniforms and stuff whenever there's a new group of women coming in. So you kind of get a heads up from the girls at laundry, like, oh, it's the plane came in from Oklahoma, that's the hub, or there's a bus coming in or whatever. So a lot of people start looking for their friends. They want to know whose name was on the list, especially if they was a transfer. So they want to know, like, oh, my homegirl that I was with at Aliceville is transferring. Is she on that? Is she on that run? So everybody's looking at names, right? But what they really looking for, if there's any studs on there.
Tell it like it is, girl.
You looking out the window, and you see like they usually lock us down because it's a new group coming in, and you see them walking up the hill, and all the girls are in the window looking to see who looks the most manly. It's the craziest thing I ever seen.
Oh my God. Give it to them.
They're already preparing how much of their commissary they're going to give up for them. They're already preparing new sweats. They're already preparing new sneakers. And it's like, in the world, we think of like, a guy takes care of a girl. But in prison, it's the opposite. When you come in and you got that guy energy or that, that manly look, the girls is going to take care of you.
Ooh,
and
like
actually
that.
lining up to see, who's the best looking stud. I've never seen nothing like that. I mean, I did a lot of time. So in the beginning, it was kind of strange, but I got used to it over time. You know what I mean? And they actually become the most coveted, people on the compound. It's crazy.
See,
The thirst is real.
Now, it's funny you said that because it's like you walked right into where my mind was at and how, that saga in my life played out,
Yeah, but you said you want your girl to have a girl, so it's like, I'm sure you don't want your girl to have a girl that looks like a dude.
But that's where we at. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's the point. So I'm telling them straight up, I want to, chick, they got a chick. You know what I mean? A chick and a chick is two bad bitches. You know what I mean? I want to chick with a chick. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to hear some freak stories, how they turn it up on night. And she gave it to me. And then one day, the little shorty telling me about how she's going to go, make a joint. You know what I mean? So she goes into details about that. We don't need to go there. But now she come and she tell me, oh, the next day, oh, yeah, I used it on her. You know what I mean? On my roommate and da-da-da-da. So, that thing got me thinking, okay, so then how did it feel when you used it? You the one that made it. She said, no, I just used it on her. And that was a red flag. But I didn't say nothing. You know what I mean? And then later on, when one started falling more for me, you know what I mean? The friend, the had a chick, fell in love with the chick. When she get with me, and she telling me straight up, like, she's a stud. She ain't want to tell you. But she's telling me like a stud is a bad thing. You understand what I'm saying? Because I can't picture what a stud is. Not from where I'm at. It's just the word you're saying now. But she's telling me, but they look at it a way in there, I guess, when they openly gay other than crawling in the closet. You know what I mean? So how does that work with the ones that don't want to admit that they're messing with a stud or whatever, that might want to just spend their money and trick and hide and act like they don't do that and be straight? Does that happen in them?
I'm going to tell you what I've seen. I've seen these girls come in every Sunday. They're at the chapel. Oh, I don't do that, and I'm not into that. And then a couple of months down the line, they asses be turned out too. So, it's like people. I've seen couples of like, it might be an old Chinese woman and a young Spanish girl. Like it's
Mm.
just like the weirdest couples. Like it's just it's crazy. And you know, people come in and then they have to get comfortable. Like they start thinking like, oh, you know, I don't want to show that, or I don't want to reveal that, or I don't want people to know
Mm-hmm.
that. But then when they see, you know, Miss
How
Betty
open
that
it
works
is.
at the library is doing the same thing, they start getting comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, I don't know. For me, it was more like that's just expected. And I'm the type of person that likes to do the unexpected. I don't want to be like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can't say now. I did my 10. Now, had I got to year 11 or 12, I don't know what might happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a
Mm-hmm.
buck. But I'm
Okay,
just
so
saying
you didn't fall victim within the 10.
I
Within
didn't
the 10
fall
was enough to
victim.
hold you out.
Didn't fall victim. But I'm gonna tell you what though. A lot of the girls in there that had girlfriends, they didn't have sexual relationships. They just called it was like this companionship, and sometimes it was like codependency.
Mm-hmm.
They would walk around the yard, they might hold hands or eat together, always be together, but some wouldn't go there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because women are way more emotional than men.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to say it was about 1,200 women at that particular place. At least half, at least, had girlfriends. At least.
Mm-hmm. You see? But that's what I'm saying. Girl never told me that she had a stud or that she was a stud. You know what I mean? She had it.
She might have
She,
not. Was she a stud in the street?
no, no, no. She was a young girl in there. You know what I mean? But
So
came with
they don't
long,
really
pretty
do
hair.
studs. It's a survival thing. If you
Man,
know you don't, if prison is expensive, you know what
break
I'm
that
saying?
down.
So, you
We're
know,
looking at DNF Universe.
huh?
No, go ahead, sis. Just had a donation. That's all. Shout out to
Oh,
people.
okay. So prison is expensive, especially for a woman. Woman, you know, we have a little bit more needs than men. You need feminine products. You want to
Mm-hmm.
keep your hair up. If you at a decent facility, they might let you buy makeup. You know, it's a lot more when you're a woman. Things that you need. So, you know, if you have the opportunity to just dress and act like a dude, and somebody gonna take care of you, girls will do that who don't really want a woman, but they'll do that just to survive. You know, they call
Mm-hmm.
that gay for the stay. You know what I'm saying?
That's the word they
So
kept using, and they was mad at the ones that they said was gay for the stay, the ones that said that they stay in there and they gay because they can't go nowhere. So they kind
right.
of mix that they
But
get to
then
go out.
the gay for the stay ones sometimes got beef with the real gay ones because they feel like you making a mockery of my lifestyle. You
Mm-hmm.
making a mockery of who I really am. It took a lot for me to be able to come out and be what I am or whatever. And you in here faking it just to get by. You know, some of them would take offense to it. So it's just a crazy world in there with the women and you know the ones that are gay from the street. They'll sometimes try to blow their spot up. Bitch, you from my town? I know you. You ain't never been with a girl. Now all of a sudden you come in here and you a whole dude. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so sometimes chicks would get their spots blown up. Another big thing was the fights. So the fights between the gay girls were vicious. There
Mm-hmm.
was some of the most vicious fights I've ever seen. Now you got girls that fight over stupid stuff, or she thinks somebody stole her commissary, or somebody said something smart. Um, and you do have those type of fights, you know. But then you have the fights between lovers. When you have the fights between lovers, that shit is different. Okay, I done see people get their teeth knocked out. Um, People boiled honey and threw hot honey from the microwave on somebody's face, literally almost ready to melt their
Mm-hmm.
face off.
We call that a cocktail.
Yeah, yeah. I seen a girl get her ear sliced off.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen girls try to cut themselves. Like they be really into these girls. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy because a lot of the girls, I would say about 75 to 80% of the women are in prison because of a guy. Most of the time they
Mm-hmm.
were somebody's girlfriend or they was with somebody and they got them caught up. That's like probably 75, 80% of the girls.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see the way they move with the chicks that they look at as dudes, you can see how they got caught up
Mm-hmm.
because they go so hard and get so deep into this stuff that's not even real so fast. It's like, damn. You know what I mean? You'll get a chick like to steal out a commissary for you and
Mm-hmm.
carry it back to the unit or go to the kitchen and get extra chicken. And, you know, they'll do it for their girl. They'll do all of this stuff to try to I guess show they ride or die, and it's not even a serious relationship. And it's like, wow, I see how you got caught up, because you was probably doing the same shit in the street for some random dude, you know? So yeah.
Man, that's like so crazy. Now they got these two spots, Aliceville, Alabama, and Hazleton, West Virginia, where they got the women. You know what I mean? Now, and when we meet a woman from out of there, you know what I mean? I mean, they are. I mean, they just all the way open with their sexuality. They telling me like they having sex under the balcony. You know what I mean? The police walking by, they on the finger on the breaches, fingering each other, and I mean, it's like a fuck fest. It's hilarious. You know what I mean? I mean, like any man wish he could be there. Like, wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. I think it's like that in most female prisons. You know,
even in the lows where you was at too, they openly like that,
yeah,
horny and freaky.
it's worse because there's so many other places you can go. I mean, at a higher security prison, you limit it. Everything's out of bounds. You got 10-minute moves. You can only do so much throughout the day. But at the place where I was at, you can move until count time, which is 4. So you're out from 6:30 until count time at 4:30. And you could be all over the yard. You know, there's a recreation building, there's the laundry building, there's the education building, there's the email building, and then there's different areas on the yard where you can go unsupervised, little cut spots. It's so bad. It's not even just a girl on girl. While I was there, over those 10, well, I wasn't there the full 10 years. I was in MDC Brooklyn for the beginning of my sentence. But for the time that I was there, even at MDC, you know how many officers I saw walked off for having inappropriate sexual relationships with the girls there? So it ain't
dudes?
Huh?
Dudes you talking about?
Yeah, the officers, the male
Yeah,
officers.
male officer. You know, they got male and female officers. That's why I'm asking. Is female officers screwing too? You know, that's why I'm asking.
I didn't see none of the female officers. Only only the male. I mean, it was so bad at one spot because you know the women at a women's prison, you still have carpentry, you have plumbers, you have HVAC. The girls work every department. You know what I mean? So there's all these little areas for those departments, storage houses, and all this different stuff. So there was one officer who was so bold. This dude had the nerve to bring a mattress from off of one of the bunks into the basement of his office for his, little rendezvous with the girls.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, very crazy.
He made a bed?
Huh?
He made a bed down there?
Made a bed.
Oh, he got balls. Big balls.
And he got walked off the compound, but he would always get, reprimanded. They would have like disciplinary hearings, and they would get like suspensions without pay, and then they would always come back. But there was a black officer. You could look this up. His name is Captain Grimes. He was the captain at Alderson, and he was a black captain.
Is he brown skinned? I think Asian or Panamanian.
No.
And kind of fat and walk like this.
No neck.
Yeah, no neck. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They sent him down there to Florida where I was at. I knew he was old freak when I seen him.
He's short.
Yeah. Big with head. No neck, from Brooklyn.
Oh, is he from Brooklyn? I don't know where he's from, but he might be from Brooklyn.
But that's what he's telling us down there. He got no neck, man. He walked like this, like I said. So you know how I know that. Yeah, Grind, but he's a lieutenant now. So I can see him being a captain.
10 years.
Yeah. Okay.
He got sentenced to 10 years for messing around with one of the girls.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's crazy because, he was cool. And I remember when he came there, I don't really feel bad for them when they black and they come in the system and they get caught up in situations like that. Because I feel like it's like you get mad, master turned on you because you was an overseer. Like once you join that system and it's mass incarceration and there's so much injustice and you ready to be part of it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't really feel bad for you. You should have never been a part of it in the first place. But they did go extra hard on him because I've seen so many white officers get walked off the compound, get sentenced to a year and to get home confinement or do halfway house time, and then they still get their retirement or they just lose their job. I never saw in history somebody get 10 years, for that, for consensual sexual relationship with an inmate. So, they did him extra dirty, but hey, you can't play in a dirty system. Sometimes you get dirty,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, now, they want to know what was you down for, and was you in the state of the feds? Those were two of the questions that they asked on the side.
Okay, so I was in the feds. I had a federal case, and my charge was conspiracy to commit wire fraud. I had a company. I was young. I was like 23, 24 years old. And I was trading commodities, setting up, large financial transactions between different companies in different countries. Make a long story short, in about 10 months, I made like $10 million. And I was changing the information on documents to help my clients qualify for whatever trading deals they were trying to do. They would have these crazy requirements like 20 million, 50 million, 100 million. They had to be their net worth in order to participate. So I came up with a way to make them look like they was worth more than what they were so they could qualify. And I would charge them 100 grand, 200 grand, sometimes $1 million. It just depended on whatever it is that they wanted. If I saw they was going to get big money in the end, I was going to get my cut too. So I had a client go into the bank, show that documentation and try to get a loan against it, when in reality he was only supposed to use it to do his trading business. Then it would have never been a problem. But because you're trying to borrow money from somebody and you're using false documents as your proof, then that screwed it up. And he ended up getting red flagged, and they flagged my account. So I had all that money, froze it, and I had a whole black staff. You know what I mean? We was getting big bread, like sometimes $1-2 million a month. And we was killing the game. We had changed the whole game because there's not really a lot of blacks in that field. So we was killing the game. And here goes somebody fucking it up, being extra, being thirsty, and it came back on me. And they told me that I had committed conspiracy to commit wire fraud, which is receiving money through wires with an illegal intent, basically. And my lawyer said, oh, you probably get like a year or two. And I ended up getting sentenced to 10.5 years. So, I finished my full bid, minus my good time. And, while I was away, I just, when you go to prison, you learn if you are bossed by accident because you just fell into the right situation, or if that's really who you are. And while I was away, I learned that's really who I am. Because as soon as actually, let me rephrase. Before I went to prison, I stopped that business and I started buying gold in Africa, in Sierra Leone. I didn't have any money. I mean, no money. I say like 50 grand. And I used my last bit of money to send a team to Africa and start buying gold dust from Sierra Leone. Make a long story short, I flipped that 50 to like 1.25 million in like maybe like 9 weeks. So I was like, I'm back. You know what I mean? Like, y'all took that, I'm back. Because really running high level business is the same. It's just the product is different or the service is different. So once you got the formula, you can apply it to anything. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just made them mad because, when they come for you, they know who you are and they want to break you. So when they came for me with that one business, I flipped to another business. And I took some guys, they were street hustlers. And that's who I wanted on my team. I wanted aggressive people who were smart, who were thinkers, who were risk takers, who were innovators. And I bring them on the team with me. And, we made a killing. And I don't think they like that too much because we ain't supposed to make a killing. If it was drugs, then maybe they'd have gave me a break because it's like, oh, they a bunch of niggas. This is what they do. You know what I mean? If there have been some credit card scamming, oh, they a bunch of niggas. This is what they do. But we was in Wall Street business. You know what I mean? We was affecting the market. Dealing with huge transactions that I didn't ever see any other black people dealing with. We were young, we were aggressive, we were intellectuals, but we was also street. You know what I mean? So I moved how I moved. I made a little bit of a spectacle. always pulling up in a Bentley, you know, walking in a jewelry store. I got bodyguards with me. I just wanted to, and I got along with everybody I came in touch with, because it's like, yeah, you could do this too. This could be you. I wasn't the type to be like, I'm different than you, or I'm better than you. It was, I'm representing what you could be. You know what I mean? So my team just kept growing. You know, I was inspiring people, and they was like, oh, fuck this bitch. She's going down. So they came and they got me, and I got sentenced, like I said, to 10.5 years. And the entire time I did my bid, I wrote books. I've written like maybe 13 or 14 books. You
Okay,
know?
okay, hold it right there. We're gonna get to that when we close out. We got my brother larrymo from DC, sitting in the cut. Larrymo, you ready, big bro? Bring him up if Larry's ready. And we're gonna talk. And you could come in at any time, so we can show the difference in the men's prison and the women's prison, you know. Uh so Big Mo,
What's up, good looking?
how you doing, big bro? Thank you for being patient.
I'm lounging, man. I'm lounging, man. You know me, man. I'm lounging.
Mhm.
What's happening?
That was the beautiful Aisha Hall, movie star, book writer, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Ex
I like.
gangster,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
but a
like the
beautiful
compliment.
woman,
Yeah,
creative and intelligent, you
yeah. I
know?
like to compliment her on all her accomplishments. You know,
Okay,
that's
okay.
how I go. You know, she
Yeah.
stood up and stood out. You know what I mean?
hmm Okay. All right.
So
So,
what's up
Mo,
with you though?
I just wanted them to understand. I just wanted them to understand what it was like as far as in the men's prison, like how they sent it out west and all that. When we met up on each other at work, tell them how that whole environment was and how it's broken down in cars. You know what I mean?
Well,
And let them know what cars are, because I'm sure they don't know what they are. You know?
I mean, you know, a lot of us, you know, we don't really, deal with the car thing. You know what I mean? Because we all men.
No, no, not you.
But everything is, on the feds, everything is, geographical.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got DC here, and you might got New York there. You know, people from all over the world, different states and stuff. You know how that go. You know what I mean? So, the administration done got it like that. Oh, this car, this car, this car. But
Mm-hmm.
but we don't never categorize ourselves as, oh, this our car, this and this and this and that. Now we don't do that. You know
But
what I
that's
mean?
why I
That's
was
that's
cutting
that's
you off.
administration.
I,
That's the administration work. You know what I
no, I
mean?
want you to explain to them that's listening, what is the car? When we're saying car, 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 explain to them how the administration orchestrated this car and what is a car. Because they don't know because they was never in there. You know what I mean? They
Oh,
thinking of a Bentley.
what they consider cars is like, if you from DC, you a car. If you from New York, you a car. Or if you from Jablip, you consider the car. You can be from California, you consider the car. You know what I mean. That's just how that is. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on wherever you from, they're gonna consider you a car. You
Mm-hmm.
can be Mexicans or whatever it is, they're gonna consider it a car. But that's administration thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay, you see what he said? So to break it down a little further, you know what I mean? The way the
Right,
feds work is they put everything together and they label it cars. You know what I mean?
right,
So you
right,
got two group of people. You know what I mean? Three really. You got blacks, Spanish, and white. When they done took that and took the blacks, and like Larry Moe said, would take this the New York guy, that's one car, that's the DC car. You know what I mean? That's such and such. They break it all up. You understand what I'm
right,
saying? And then
right,
they turn around and then they take the Spanish guys and they break them down into Netas, Latin Kings, Serenos. You know what I mean? And you know how it go. But now you take those four groups that I just said there, and these four groups over here, that's eight that they made out of two. Then they get the white guys, and they got the area brotherhood, they got the dirty south, they got the this, they got the that, and they turn the
right,
three races into so
right,
many different numbers. But by having those different numbers, it's easier to control the races. You know what I
right,
mean?
right, right,
By them doing that now, if something happened with somebody from DC, they don't have to worry about all the black guys. All they got to do is worry about the guys they categorize as DC guys. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
nine
yeah,
times out of 10,
yeah.
if
I
something
mean
happened, they don't know what happened, they're going to
I
blame it on
mean
the DC guy.
that
You
just
know?
that just
Right
that
on,
just
Larry Moe.
that's just how that go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, like in the fairs and or wherever where they at, you know, we all from DC, so you know, we pretty much gonna stick together regardless.
There you
You know
go.
what I mean? So they always categorize DC as this, DC is that. We all men at the end of the day. You know what I
Tell them
mean?
again.
It is what it is, and you know we gonna stick together as a whole. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And like they, you know, we gonna always say we hated by many, but we respected by all. That's
Tell them
just what it
again.
is. You
And
know what
that's
I
why
mean?
you
So
need.
you know we handle our own. We gonna help our own. Just like the message gonna they gonna support their people. We gonna support ours. That's just how it go.
You
You know
know.
what I mean? Ain't no air in that.
Eh,
That's just what that is. You know what I mean?
But see, but now, just so everybody understand, you got men and boys amongst the cars or the groups or races of many, whatever title you want to put on it. You know what I mean? I say that to say that, you know, he's a strong representative and love his city to the heart, as everyone else love their city to the heart. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, even though he love his city like that to the heart, he's still a man because I'm from New York. I was out in California with him. You know what I mean? And
Right.
we got him, larrymo. You know, we got Minx, we got Antone White. You know what I mean? We got Whitey Dwight Foster. You know what I mean? That Titus. You know the rest of the names. We had everybody out there. Those are all DC guys I'm naming. And those are men. You know what I mean? That accepted me as a man and didn't say, "Oh, he's from New York, so I don't mess with him." You know what I mean? And all that. But that's how the men do. You know what I mean? Yo, you
Right.
can't say
See,
something out
it goes like, you know, I mean, you have men everywhere. It ain't only just in DC. You know, you got men all over the world. I mean, man
loud.
gonna carry himself how he supposed to carry himself regardless. You know what I mean? So regardless of where you from, if you a man and you carry yourself like a man, you gonna get treated as a man.
Exactly.
Like you say when we was out at war,
hmm
you know, where we met at.
Yeah.
You know, you carried yourself like a gentleman, like you supposed to. You know what I mean? And we had other men that was out there too. We had Antone White, we had LA, we had Mario's, you know, all the good men that was out there.
Exactly.
All of them that was out there. So, you know, I mean, long as you carry yourself as a man, regardless of where you from, a man gonna treat you like a man.
hmm
You know what I mean? Even though everything be geographical, it is what it is as far as that. But man gonna respect man regardless of where you from. That's just what it is.
hmm
You know what I
hmm
mean? And
You,
you know
you,
you done been there. You know you done been around us and all that. And you know how pretty much how we curved amongst men. You know what I mean? Men gonna be men regardless. You feel what I'm saying?
and that's the whole point that I wanted you to speak to be the voice to let it be known that they got men out there. Because I watched a few joints on a couple of these things, and you know, I don't like nobody saying nothing against my brother. You know what I mean? If I know it's not true, you know what I mean? We ain't got to get no names and nothing like that. But I'm just letting it be known that I know good men out of DC, and
Right.
that's why I brought one of them up, and I'm gonna bring a few more of them, and we're gonna give it to the brothers over in Detroit and all that. We got good
Right.
ones over there. We got Flex and all that from over there, G. You know what I mean? I just ain't want to say no names, but you know what I mean? We all over the globe, so you know how we do. You know
I
what I
feel
mean?
you, Slim. I
Because, you
feel
know,
you,
like you
Slim.
said, we do what we do, man. You know?
I
But,
feel you. I feel you. I
no,
feel
no,
you.
right or wrong, though, son. Am I
I
saying
feel
something
you.
wrong?
And I mean, you right about that. That just how that go.
You know, but
It is what it is. You know what I mean?
and that's what I want them to understand because like when I was in ADX, you know what I mean? I was a young man. I just come in the system. This back in 96, 95. You know
Right.
what I mean? Your
Right.
big homie David Ford was there. What's that? Rest in peace. I don't even think about the dead. My brother dead. I don't say all that. But rest
Right.
in peace to the big homie Dave. You know what I mean? Then
Right.
they
Right.
closed Lawton and sent your homie over there. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, those is men, man. I was around men of honor that made my 26 years feel, worth it for everything that I was doing while I'm watching many things coming in that's taking the other way, that we know is against the code. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Mo. You watched when you started bringing people in, you know what I mean? That started cooperating. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? You know? I mean, you was there, I was there. You know what I mean? We seen it. You know what I mean? And we had to let it be because that's what it is. All we care about is us being official and us keeping our honor and our respect. We don't worry about what the next person do. You know what I mean? As
See,
long as they stay in their lane, you know what I mean? We're gonna stay in our lane.
see a
You know what
lot
I
of
mean?
things. See a lot of things that like a lot of things that people don't understand is like, whatever take place, behind the walls, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and it's a lot of things that go on behind the walls that a lot of people don't, agree with or whatever it may be. But I don't look at nobody no less of a man. That don't take
Mm-hmm.
nothing. That don't take nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? You are who you are. As long as you
Mm-hmm.
carry yourself like a man, that's just what it is, and you don't sacrifice none of your principles as a man. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? You're gonna be respected as such. You
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And that's on everything.
On God.
That's on everything. That's just how that goes. And I mean, and it's a lot of dudes who come through them systems and on the streets they somebody, they think they somebody on the streets and what have you. But when they come to jail, it's a different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
All them dudes who with names and this and this and this and that, reputation don't precede nothing. Once you come through them doors, it be a total different ball game.
Totally
Man
different.
gonna respect man regardless. Just like you got a lot of dudes that's supposed to be so blooded thorough dudes, they done turn rats now. You know what I mean? So now, shit, would I supposed to still respect them as such? Nah, it don't work like that. Cause once you come through them gates, it's a whole different ball game. And a lot of them guys, they done been around a lot of us. They you know what I mean? They done been around a lot of us. Look, they done been around a lot of us.
Ain't no question.
They done been around, so they pretty much know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
All right. Okay. Hey, Mo.
Huh?
She mentioned about the female staff being walked out,
Huh?
and most of it is from them having sex with the women. You know what I mean?
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I heard it.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I
that
heard
was all the way proper. You know what I mean?
it. Right.
But we gonna bring it in. There she go. We gonna bring it in because I want her to hear
Okay, how
how
you
it go
doing,
down
Miss
with us.
Hall? All right, all
See,
right.
Hey, what's up?
Miss
Yeah,
Hall.
I'm glad you bring
They
me
want
in
the
because
guys want to say hi to you.
All right, Miss
Hi.
Hall. How you
How y'all
doing,
doing?
Miss Hall?
Pretty little thing now.
Pretty
What's
little
up?
thing. Bye.
all right, that's
Yeah,
DC love,
yeah,
eh?
yeah.
But
That's
yeah, I
DC
wanted to
love.
ask him a
You know,
question because
but like I said,
Let me get him, Mo.
go ahead, go. You was getting ready to say something. Excuse me.
oh, you can hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
perfect. I can hear
Okay,
you
well,
perfect.
I was
Aisha
gonna
was getting ready to
ask
say
him,
something. Go ahead,
like,
Aisha.
a lot of times, the women in prison is always the first thing any guy wants to know about is about, the gay shit or whatever. But like I said, the girls that came in on the level that I came in, the girls that was getting big money. I mean, I met girls that have moved more weight than some guys that I've met in my entire life. You know what I mean? They can be slicker. They can sometimes bypass law enforcement easier. They be more thorough. I want to really get guys' perspective as to why so many women in prison, they baby fathers, dude, they flipped on them. I never seen flipping on the level that I seen until I got in the feds. And I seen people flipping on their sisters, their moms, their daughters. Crazy. And it's like when I was at MDC, it's men and women there, right? So, they bring the mail bag up. The men's mail bag looks like Santa Claus. The woman's mail bag looks like a deflated balloon. It's nothing in there. You go into
Oh
the
yeah.
visiting room. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta excuse me. It's baby mamas, girlfriends, wives, mothers, everybody there. But I did the first 2 years in MDC with the same 7 girls that went on a visit out of 100 that was in my unit. But it's 80 dudes on a visit. You know what I mean? But it's 10 girls on a visit. So why is it that the men don't hold the girls down the way the girls hold the dudes down? It's everywhere. Any woman you ask,
No, see,
what's up with that? Speak to
it
that.
ain't. See, it's not all guys. It's the type of guys that they dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
See, all men is different.
Very
all,
true.
all
Very
men is
true.
not the same. So it depends, it depends on what the type of guy that you dealing with. Now that's just like for men. If you go to jail and your woman ain't, really doing what she's supposed to, that means evidently the man wasn't doing what he's supposed to do. So if the man ain't doing what he's supposed to do, what the woman gonna do?
True. True.
My point exactly. So
True.
it works both ways. But all men, I do know some men that that held their woman down, this and this and this and that. But let me ask you this question, since you threw that out there. You know what I mean? Now, what about when a man out here doing this and doing that, but when he go in, y'all jump ship?
Talk about it.
No, that's a good point, but I'm gonna tell you something. It's the same thing like what you say.
Okay,
A lot of men,
I'm listening.
especially when they getting money, they look for a certain type of chick, right?
Right,
They don't
right.
necessarily be the chick that you wife. They be the chick that's with the fat ass, the chick that's popping, the chick that make you, as whatever type of dude you are, feel comfortable because you got a bad bitch on your side. But that don't mean that morally that she's the right one. So whatever reason you bring her in is the reason she's there. If you getting a lot of money and this is the type of chick, when the money stops because a dude got to go in and do a bid, the bitch stops whatever she was doing. And a lot of these chicks in these clubs, these bartenders, these is the type of chicks that dudes is going and wiping up. Then they get caught up and they like, oh, what happened? What you mean what happened? You already knew. You thought you were special, but this is what these girls do. They make a career out of this. So if you have a wife, every now and then you do got chicks who flip the script, but chicks be down for their dudes on a different level.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, you got a real woman, she will hold you down. I got friends right now. She waited 15 years for her man. Never been with nobody else. He come home, what he do? He running around crazy.
Hold up. Stop
Okay, check that, Mo. Check that.
Stop the press
check
right
that.
there. Let's stop right there. Let's stop.
All right.
So you mean to tell me that she didn't do nothing?
She didn't do nothing.
Oh, that's what she told you.
She didn't do nothing. But let me tell you something.
Is that what she told you?
It's not about what you do. It's about how you bid.
And I'm glad that you spoke on that, because when you do, if you got a woman, and if she doing whatever she doing, if she putting cover over herself, that's cool. That's because it's not out in the public.
Right.
Because whatever you don't know, that's not considered cheap.
You don't know what you don't know.
Right. So if she put some cover over herself, I respect that. I'm gonna respect that. But all that about the 15 years that she ain't do nothing, so she ain't cheap. Now you can miss me with that one. I mean, hey, it is what it is.
I mean, from what I know, she didn't. You know, she raised their son. She took care. And I know other females like that. I know women who really waited on it. They love these dudes so intensely that they will wait. It happens. And the problem is that a lot of dudes get in prison and they be like, oh man, they let other people get in their head, other people gas them up because of what your chick doing. Don't mean that's what your chick doing. You know what I mean? So you have to know your woman. You got to know that you can't be living a certain lifestyle and just rocking out with whoever. You have to pick your woman. You know, you have to pick a ride or die.
Like I'm married, right? My wife held me down. You know what I mean? She held me down. Shout out to Big Moochie. Let me throw that out there.
Big Moochie, shout out.
Shout out to Moochie, because I don't need no bullshit. You feel me? Y'all know the play. Y'all know how y'all are. So a lot of times, when a lot of women, it's okay. We understand that y'all gonna do y'all thing while we away. We cool with that. We respect that. But don't forget about us.
No, that's a fact.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's a fact. I agree.
Just don't forget about us. Like, mine, she held me down. She did the damn thing.
So you can directly relate. Don't challenge, and you got your own exact scenario of what I was saying. Somebody held you down.
Yeah. See, I understand. I understand everything.
And let me tell you something else too. A real woman, like for example, my man, he got a certain reputation. If you really fuck with that man, you're not gonna let the world see him, because you lose a little bit of you can't control your household. You can't control the streets sometimes. You know what I mean? So your woman is supposed to know, like, she can't embarrass you. If my man is a boss, you got to move like a boss chick. You can't be running around.
I got a boss chick. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I got a top of the line boss.
This is what I'm saying. Question. This is what I'm saying. So the blame also falls on the man or the woman for picking that low-level person, thinking they're going to move like a high-level person. It doesn't work like that. When you pick your companion, you got to pick somebody who is on your level. You can't just these dudes be falling in love with ass. They be falling in love with a look. They be falling in love, and half the time the ass be fake, so the bitch is fake too.
You know, because a lot of women with big butts think they the shit now.
Yeah, but I mean,
you got it good.
They feel as though they got a big butt, they got it good, but it ain't about that.
But that's because the men make them think that. You know what I mean? They make them think that these bitches is getting cribs and cars and all, don't have to put in no work, and you really don't know what somebody really means to you or what you mean to them until you fall down. You have to be tested.
Right.
You've been getting all this money, living this good life. Oh, that's my girl. That's my, and then things fall down. You don't know who this person is until you go through that adversity.
But see, Aisha, hold up, Mo. That's what I'm saying. Like back in the day, you know, like you said it, you know, dudes put up chicks and all that. You know what I'm saying? I had this house in every state, but I didn't put a chick in no house in every state. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No. What I'm saying is because I wasn't insecure. You know, to me, no disrespect. My assessment, brothers that's insecure, they want a little feud in the house. So when they come home, they can feel like they have everything: the house, the white picket fence, the dog. You know, and the beautiful chick. You know what I mean? Like how they ride the convertibles and got a blonde in it, you know, back in the 70s and 80s, probably before you was born. But that was the image they gave, that you get a convertible, you get a blonde for a showpiece to go with the car. So you buy the car, you get the woman. So you get a lot of men that wasn't taught, you know, the game for real, that times get hard and you know who's on your side.
But
You know,
I agree with you, but you know what? We gotta also take responsibility in the people who we're with. When I used to talk to girls locked up and they're like, "Oh, my baby father's not holding me down." Oh, listen, Ma, he showed those characteristics before you came to prison. I know there's something that he did that made you question his character before you came to prison. So don't act surprised. You know what I mean? People show you glimpses of who they are before
you ain't want to believe
go down. We just ignore them because that's not what we want to see. Or that's not what we want to accept. But that's not the way it goes. Nobody just flips overnight. They showed you little pieces of who they really were. You just didn't want to see it or you ignored it. You know?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what they call it, red flags. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, you know, dudes say, "Man, my girl ain't no good. I can't believe she did that." Why? She done showed you 100 times before she was going to do it.
She showed you before.
You know, and if you took it in like you were supposed to, you would already anticipated that and say, "All right," and move on with your life and bounce in another direction. But when you put your energy into the wrong apple, you know what I mean? You know, that's what you're gonna get. So
right, you going in the spots and you getting chicks that's working in the bar, that's flirting with men all day. You ain't special. You just got maybe a special bag, or you might have a certain stature, or you might even have a certain swag that she likes at that moment. But that don't make you special. Chicks are professional. I was locked up for 10 years with these women, and if you knew the stories that I knew of how they play these men like fiddles, it would blow your mind. They are so conniving. I'm not even going to say they. I'm not gonna take myself. I'm a woman too.
Well, give us one. Give us one.
All right, let me tell you this. For example, I know this one chick, and she was getting work from one dude, her dude, right? But she had another dude. She was getting shit from him. And selling to the both of them. She fucking with the both of them. They both don't know what's going on, and she coming up in the middle. And got these niggas both gassed up thinking that that's her man. And it's just crazy stories. I could go on for days. I know one girl, she was so dope. She was dressing like she was leading a pack. She was dressing like FBI agent, her and her team. And they was robbing, you know what I'm saying, drug dealers. And the chicks that was giving them the jobs was chicks who they mad, they dude cheated on them. So now she want to pay him back. So she telling her about the drop, and they coming with the FBI truck, with the handcuffs, with the guns, with the badges, everything. And they running up on these dudes, getting all kinds of bricks, all kinds of money, looking like dirty cops and getting away with it. And they didn't know what hit them, but it was their girl setting them up. I mean, these chicks have done some crazy, treacherous things. And a lot of these dudes still don't know to this day. These are stories sitting on the yard. We talking to each other. And I'm just like, wow, damn, bitches ain't shit.
Get out of here.
So don't underestimate women. A lot of times people know, oh, the girls is in prison. Oh, they fucking each other with dildo. Listen, it's way deeper than that.
And it's strange.
Extremely smart.
And it's strange that you said that, right? And about the women prison, right? Because my wife done 5 years as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, she done gave me some of the stories, you know, about what go on in a women prison, you know, and I always tell her like it's totally different from a
Oh,
man's prison.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Totally different. But you know,
Totally.
I get it, I understand. You know what I mean? So, you know, I ain't gonna go into the stories she gave me, but you know, I understand. I can dig it.
It ain't just the
Mm.
women too. It's a lot of men that do a lot of crazy shit that hide. I mean, I had one friend, and actually she was from DC, and her dude, she came home and her dude was with a dude. She was telling us the story. He was the man. Like these stories that you hear are sometimes like unbelievable of the facades and the lives that people live. People want you to see them one way, but they got a whole lot of shit with them, on the other side. And one thing I didn't do in prison was like I'll go to eat with a bunch of girls. As soon as they start talking about other chicks, I take my tray, I get up, and I move to the next table.
Is that
You know what
right?
I mean? Yeah, because I learned my lesson the hard way. I had a girl come venting to me one
Stay
time.
in your lane and mind your business.
Yeah, and then somebody came like, "Oh, you was talking about such and such." I hadn't said a word. I was just listening, and it
Mm.
almost got me into a bad situation. So after that, listen, I'm not into no gossip. I'm not into no bullshit. I'm here to do my time. I'm here to figure out what I'm gonna do when I get home to get my M's back. If you want some gossiping, talking shit all day, and that's what made me like my dude, because my dude told me, he said, "Listen, I ain't got time to talk about rap and LeBron James all day." You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
I'm gonna ask this. I mean, I'm sitting here looking you thick, juicy. Don't tell me ain't nothing they push up on you. Tell us how they approached you when they tried you and how you told them you said you held out. Let me hear one of the stories how they
you mean
they
like
pick up line.
girls?
Huh?
You mean like girls?
Yeah, I'm talking about in the joint. Yeah, how the girls came at you in
Yeah.
the joint.
I
I know
mean,
they tried you.
of course. I mean, that's just the nature of prison and women. Women are mad, emotional, mad, seductive, mad, like codependent. That's just the nature of chicks. It just wasn't for me because number one, I observed first and it was just too crazy. They
And we know
crazy.
it's crazy, but we want to hear how they came at you. I want to hear a pickup line from a woman in prison. That's what I want to hear. That's what the homies want to hear.
It don't even be a pickup line. They might walk past you and just grab your hand. What's up, beautiful? What you do to get up in here? Like little shit like that. They want to be dudes so bad.
And
So
how do you
yeah,
react to that?
You
When
really
they
wanted to
grabbed your
know.
hand
You
and said,
really
"Get
wanted
over
to
here.
know that,
What you
huh,
doing?
Unique?
Come on, beautiful."
You really
I'm
wanted to know
good.
that, huh?
Huh?
You really wanted
Uh,
to know that, huh?
yeah. You know what I mean? I want to know how. I mean, the people want to know how they handling it. She said she went 10 years, so she had to shoot down a lot of shots. She ain't no ugly woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I was in there for a long time and people got to kind of know who I was. So a lot of times they came in and they already know that's Ish. She in the library. She writing her books. That's Ish. I was just known for this, I was the snitch checker. So anytime somebody came in and it wasn't even stuff they did on the outside, but it would be like, girls would go, the women, different than the men, tell everything.
I heard. I heard.
Everything. I don't know if it's because they want male validation, if they think it's gonna make, I don't know, but they tell
And
everything.
they openly do it too.
Yes. So I was always the one that was always checking somebody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I never really got in the beginning, but I didn't really get approached like that too much. Now I was the lookout. That was a
Mm-hmm.
little hustle for me. So
Ooh, well, tell how that
you
went.
know,
Hold on. How they approached you to be the lookout?
no, like I approached them. Like they looking for a spot. I see two girls, they walking around, they get with each other. I'm like, okay, that's a little bag right there. They trying to go off in the cut. But if you go off in the cut, you might get caught. So, for a book of stamps, I'm gonna look out.
The stamps, huh?
That's
Off
I'm
the
it,
gonna look
work.
stamps,
out
huh?
and I'm gonna make sure that you got 20 minutes. I'm gonna make sure like if anybody come, I'll distract them. I'll ask them like, oh, I'm trying to go to the library. I'll do whatever I got to do to make sure that you got your time and you got to pay me for it. So I used to, look out and make sure that they could go do what they was gonna. I was involved indirectly.
Okay, okay.
I made dildos. You know what I mean?
Oh my God! Well, tell us. Now we don't want to know how you made it though. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
let you
tell
because
you.
we ain't got enough ladies over here.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how it was made.
No, we don't need to hear that.
What?
I got more men over here that watch
No,
this, and I'm not trying to hear
it's
how to
girls.
try to make
It's
a
girls. It's
little
not like
unique.
it's used on guys. It's girl.
You know what I mean?
Anything that
Now, wait.
girls do is for girls.
Now,
You asked
but
me to give you the
now
details. Now
I'm
you
not
get
trying to teach my
scared.
brothers how to make a dildo, sis.
No, but
You
I'm
know what I
just
mean?
saying. I'm just telling you the ingenuity and the creativity of
No,
what
I
girls
know
do.
the women is creative to even come up with that. You know what I mean? Believe that. You know what I mean? But I don't want to see a plastic one unless there's somebody trying to make one out of something. You know what I mean? Not when I'm blessed to have my own that I love.
Well, anyway, it wasn't none in there, so that's all they had. So it was a hot commodity.
All right.
Okay.
But I always got mine, so I definitely don't need to know how somebody trying to make me.
Well, that is very good to know.
You know what I mean? I mean, no disrespect. I mean, whoever's hurt and they didn't get to hear how to build a joint, my bag, no homo, but I'm not there. But anyway, I really enjoyed you. We've been on here an hour. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk after this about you coming back because there's a whole lot. I like it. I think the vibe was good, and I think they got a lot of information out of it. I read the comments, and you know they're enjoying it, they laughing. You know, it's entertainment. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you know, we giving them tools that hope you know, so you don't have to put yourself in that situation by not breaking the law to go to jail to have to experience what we're talking about.
No, that's a fact, and I can tell that larrymo. You know, he got good energy. He's a stand-up dude. I know you wouldn't bring him on the show if he wasn't. It
Straight man.
When you speak, you know what I mean? So,
you know,
it's a pleasure being on here with both of y'all.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you. You know,
and make sure y'all check out my special. It's on BET, American Gangsta. I'm episode number 6. You can see my whole story. You know, it was definitely a banger. You know, 20 million views and still counting. And working on this new VH1 kind of similar series. So y'all just, spread the word, and I appreciate if y'all would support me, bringing awareness to mass incarceration and all that.
That's what the whole thing is about, man. So like I said, don't think nobody glamorizing or whatever. I like to hear the freak talk how the women got down in jail, and I love that I was making all that money buying cars.
Yeah, it was.
But at the end of the day, man, 26 years in prison wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep going. You know what I mean? Like I got one of my videos on the channel with me, my son, and little Braylon. You know what I mean? Asia's son. You know, down in Tampa, it's on the joint, and I showed how this kid was like 7 years old. You know what I mean? When I got locked up, you know, he was 7 years old now. My son was 7 then. So while I'm talking to him, I had my son walk up and show them the time that I lost, because now my son is a 35-year-old man. Wow. You understand where I'm coming from? So, I mean, that's the time that I lost from my bad decisions in my youth. So that's why this is being done, to tell you not to do it. You understand? But you have to know who we are, what we've been through, in order to understand and know that we qualified to tell you it's not worth it. Because sister tell you it's not worth it. She said she made 10 million in 10 months, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then you did 10 years for that. And so imagine what you could have made in 10 years if you'd have took it a little slower and down the right path. You understand what I'm saying?
To be honest, I probably wouldn't have made the 10 mil the way I made it. You know, it's a give and take. You know, there's fast money, but there's risk involved. And then you have slower money, you don't make as much, but you get to keep your freedom. So
you probably didn't even get to spend the 10 million. You know what I mean?
No, I
whatever. You know, because they probably wanted their money back in order to give you whatever deal and some more trash. You know how they do. So I mean, at the end of the day, you know, was it worth it?
No, it wasn't. You can't get your time. And as a woman, you know, I went in. I was 25 years old when I went in. I'm 37 right now. I don't have any children.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, so it's like, as a girl.
Oh, you good and backed up then. Somebody gonna have fun. Oh, she good and backed up 10 years with and still ain't got no man. Come on, man.
No, I got a man.
No, I know you got a man, but he ain't breed you. That's a Jamaican talk. He haven't impregnated you yet. You know what I mean? So I mean, you still fresh and right. Tell him God bless him.
So, you know.
Hey, I think he's stalling it out to make it a little longer because he know you want it. So.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a situation going on right now where he's a felon, I'm a felon, and now I'm having an issue with probation because they saying 2 felons can't be together. So you know how it goes when you on probation. Now they saying, oh, you deal with a felon. That's borderline violation. So I clap back at them like, listen, y'all lock up all our men. Most of the men I meet, they're felons. So the pickings are slim. So they not trying to hear that. So I'm actually working with someone who's running for office right now to try to get that change, because it's really not fair, especially for African Americans. You know, because the statistics is crazy.
Yeah. Man, we're gonna close out, but Aisha, we definitely gonna bring you back. Maybe next week is a whole lot more that I'm sure that, you know.
Yeah,
that you would like to share.
My new video going at 6ix9ine and Nicki. We got to talk about that. So
Say it again.
We got to talk about my new video that's out where I'm, I said something about 6ix9ine, Nicki, Akon. you know, my sign post.
So you want to do that next week when we got more time?
Week. Absolutely.
All right, so next week, because hey, next week I got my lawyer Brittany Barnett coming up. And you'll love an intelligent woman. You always do great together. You know what I mean? And you know, but Larry Mo, you want to check out, give a shout out to
Larry
anybody?
Mo back. I want to know his opinion.
Yeah.
You hear you, Mel?
Thank you, man. It's nice meeting you, Miss Hall. Hey, Unique. I got a man that's been wanting to say something to you, man.
Mm.
Hold on.
What's happening, man?
What's up, family?
Hey, what's up, man? You know, I just want to commend you, man, for your strengths that you're putting out here. You did. You got the beautiful lady right here, Miss Hall. You know, man, speaking her, you know, man, her struggles and how she, you know, overcame her, you know, man, her situations. I just want to say, man, you know, continue, man, to keep pushing forward, and we wish you the best, big guy. You know,
Thank you, family.
It's been
you
like
know?
it's been a minute. It's been like what 10 years since I last seen you. You know what I mean? So you know, man, I just like wanna wish you the best. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, baby.
Because men like us, man, you know, like they say, man, tough men outlast rough times. You did.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you overcame your struggles, man. You was able to get back out here. I see you got a movement. You know what I mean? Basically, ain't a movement; it's a lifestyle.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So, man, you continue to do what you do, bro. And you know, we know you got all the good men that's solid. You know what I mean?
All right.
Solid. You know what I mean?
You already know.
Solid, you already know what's happening.
Huh.
So, I just want to, you know, man, just say, man, thank you, man, and we bless you, man. You know what I'm saying? But
you're welcome, big bro.
We can't forget about them good men, bro.
Never that. No big shout out to Man, La. You know what I mean? We got men in there. Amir from Eport Posse. You know, Corey from Eport Posse. I can name that names all night.
Ain't no question. Hey, Unique, check this out, bro. We got to always respect the man. You know what I mean? Because everybody, you know, they was in a fight, but every time they just got a different round than everybody else. You know what I mean? So I want to just shout out, you know, dudes like Boy George, Anton White, my big homie. You know what I mean? Some of your men, Homicide Lou. You know what I mean? Reggie Mack. All the good men. You know what I mean? Some good. It's a lot of dynamite men. You know what I mean? That's honoring your approach, how you giving back to society. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, we just got to get these youngsters and teach them not to go the way we go. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? When I say that, I say this, but you know what I mean? We misled them. You know what I'm saying? So now it's our turn to basically like more so bring them to a new transition, man. We can commit to that transformation. Like even the sister Miss Williams, you dig what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Miss Hall, you know what I'm saying? She got a story to tell, you know what I'm saying? And her struggles, her 10 years in, you know what I mean? I'm saying, man, you know, that's like, man, you know, it's no difference. You know what I mean? She went through some things just like we all went through some things. But in the day, them people ain't break us from smiling. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like you, bruh. Nobody never thought you was going to make it back out. But
you already know.
Now. Look at you. You got your head tilted. You know what I'm saying? You smiling.
You know what I mean?
You still got that same smile.
Huh?
Come on, son. That's what got me out the joint.
You got a little bigger
you know?
You know what I mean? You got a little bigger now, but it's all right. You know what I mean? But we wish you the best out here, man. We're in DC, bro. And we love you out here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I love y'all, man, and thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate y'all.
Calls, bro. We love you, man.
Hey, Nick. And I like to, you know, give a special shout out.
Go ahead, big bro.
To Miss Hall for, you know, I like it for your struggles. You did the damn thing.
Oh, there you go.
You did that. You did your time and you did something wisely with it. And I tip my hat to you. You know what I mean? And I close, man. You know, I just like to shout out. I'd like to shout out wifey, Big Mochi.
I want to shout her out for being a real
I like
one.
to shout out to the men that's you know that you know that's been gone for a while that you know a lot of people don't speak about. You know what I mean? But you know, it's a lot of men that's you know that's behind the walls that you know that haven't been forgotten. We got Anton White. We got
tell them about
Mac. You got Mario. These, and there's a few other stand-up good men that's in the city. You know what I mean? You got different guys.
The joint freezing up.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, so we get ready to now. Yo, Big Mo, thank you, baby. Your joint froze up. We be up here long enough. I'm trying to tap out. Got to give Aisha the floor. Okay. I really enjoyed you coming because I wanted to bring a woman on here, and thank God, no disrespect,
a few other good people, man. So
it wasn't a stud. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful book. All right. You know,
Hey,
come on up.
go ahead, finish up, Mo.
Closing out to what Mo said. There's a bar in my song that I just dropped, and I said, snitching. I can't believe that it's a trend. It's good men that's never coming home again. So, you know, I'm acknowledging that, you know, and I'm trying to bring awareness to that because too many of us is doing too much time and life sentences and crazy long years for non-violent offenses and for just trying to make money. You know what I mean? So it's important that, you know, it's like my mission in life is to bring awareness to that because I didn't even know it was that bad until I got there. You know, people just, I'm like, you doing life? You doing what? For what? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's important. These forums are important to educate people so they understand what's really going on in this country. It's slavery. You know, we could talk about our stories, we could laugh at different stuff, but it's really a serious matter. You know, and it's PTSD afterwards, and trying to figure out your life afterwards, and they stalking you afterwards, and waiting for you to slip up the easiest little thing, you back behind. You know, it's a lot. We deal with a lot as a people, and then we deal with a lot as a people and as ex-felons. So you know, this is important.
Okay. Hey, Mo, you want to say something before we do now? I got another shout out. You good? Oh, see, he freezing up again. Okay, Aisha, thank you. I really enjoyed this. And being that me and you just met, I'm gonna tell you who I am, along with all the people that's looking, that don't know, that's gonna look, that's gonna know. You know what I mean? I'm a leader. I'm a boss. You know what I mean? I'm a trendsetter. You know, and I'm a mountain rider, and I'm a mountain creator. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We both got the same name. My name is Unique Hall. You know what I mean? I'm related to Marcus Garvey. You from Yard, me from Yard. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But just so everybody know, we start this. You know, I just started this. Now somebody else gonna run out trying to do what I'm doing. But just don't forget, I'm putting it on tape. I did this first. Because there's gonna be many other firsts that I create when y'all start biting my movement. You know what I mean? But now we're doing an official prison talk. Beautiful young lady. Please don't ask me to bring a stud unless she bring him. You know what I mean? But I ain't trying to be up here with no stud by myself.
I got a good one for you too if you want.
As long as she with you. Come on, T. You know? Yeah. You follow me?
She a real one.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about it and see what we're gonna do for next week. Because next week we're gonna have Brittany up there, so we'll talk a little further how we're gonna go about it. You know what I mean?
All right. Enjoy your night.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Okay. Big shout out to DC, you know what I mean, for coming through, for Aisha for coming through, you know what I mean? I really appreciate y'all. You know, I've been on here long enough, so I'm just gonna tune out real quick, wrap it up. You know what I mean? Say out of my homie Larrymo one more time. Larrymo, thank you, big bro. You know what I mean? You gave some good jewels. I fell back and I let you do the talking with the beautiful Aisha because you the guest. Me and her will have more time together one-on-one. It was a beautiful day. You know what I mean? And I think that they got something out to show, man. Let's hope we at least save one youth today, male or female. You know what I mean? Got it wrong, big bro. All right. Oh, I gotta get his mic. His mic messed up. Anyway, no, the mic messed up.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, there you go.
Hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
You hear me? Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate you, man, in a big way, man. you know, probably later, man, we can go, you know, more into, you know, dialect, you know, more in dialogue about a few other, you know, important things. You know what I mean?
We love you, Slim.
You already know, family. And y'all might jump in the
Ain't no
whip and
secret.
come
We
down
love
there
you
and
out
bring the
here,
show
man.
down there and let them see the town, son.
Keep pushing
You
that
know what I
movement.
mean?
Like I said, it ain't a movement, it's a lifestyle, bro.
When you gonna do that?
You know what I mean? Real soon,
When you
Pat.
gonna
Maybe
make
before Thanksgiving. Before Corey don't have me, they pronounce it kick in too hard. I'm slide down there and we're gonna
Love
do a
you,
little
Sean.
live going out there, man.
I see you tomorrow, man.
All
right.
we could definitely do that, man. All right, man. We definitely can do that, man.
All
All right.
I love you, man. Get the homies my love, man. Tell that Tony for me. All right.
All right.
Big shout out to Man. Hold up, 2 Trey, Whack, Mo Style. We forgot the big homies that we deal with every day, but we were dealing with all the homies that's on the inside. 2 Trey is then on Kit that was here the other day. We got Big Day, Whack. All right.
Yeah, you know the big homies inside. You know they definitely gonna get the shout out. You know what I mean?
You already know. You know how we do. Big shout out to Lala.
Yeah.
All right. One.
Yeah, that's
all right. So we get ready to go, man. Been up here long enough. Hope you all enjoyed the show and everything is all right. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take the ticker off. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for tuning in, and you know, God bless you end of the night, man.